Hey gamers, Tony here from the Classically.com gaming and electronic podcast, and today I'm reviewing N.O.V.A 3, developed and published by Gameloft for the iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch. This is a much anticipated title, and I've reviewed the first two in the series, so I'm excited about this game as well. And Gameloft has set the standard high for iOS and Android shooters, so let's see if they raise the bar even more with N.O.V.A 3. Now the story of this game, I don't want to ruin it for you or give away any spoilers, so I will just say this. Cal Warden is back for N.O.V.A 3 as the main character. He is called back to Earth by an old friend through the use of a distress signal, and he gets pulled back into a fight that he was trying to run away from, and that sets the stage because Earth is under siege and he once again must take up arms for one final fight. That's all I'm going to say. Now, the gameplay consists of two main modes, single player and multiplayer, as you know, and so let's dive in and talk a little bit about the single player. The single-player campaign is around 10 levels long. Keeping with tradition, the levels are pretty decently long. The game took about 7-8 hours for me to complete. It might be a little faster or slower depending on your skill level with the game. The gameplay is pretty similar to what you're used to in the N.O.V.A series, a high-action first-person shooter with waves of enemies coming at you as you work your way through each level, very similar to what you might experience in like Halo or Crisis or something along those lines. Now, N.O.V.A 3 has abandoned just borrowing from the Halo series, and now it combines not only elements from Halo, but also from Call of Duty and Crisis. So it takes the unique, it's really unique in the sense that it takes some of the best things from other blockbuster series and combines them into one package. Now, the campaign is a fun mixture of high-octane first-person shooter combat with some great boss fights, cinematic events, and even some great vehicle combat surprises. Now, probably one of my favorite parts of the N.O.V.A 3 campaign has to do with the versatility of your character. Cal is equipped with multiple powers, such as the ability to slow time and use something similar to what we might call a force push to knock down enemies. Cal can also carry a ton of weapons and grenades at once, which I really like. It's not limiting to the character, and there's also a nice progression of unlocking all of these things throughout the game. Now, the single-player game is a very cinematic experience and one that will definitely draw you in with all of its bells and whistles, especially on the portable screen. There are a couple things that I did not like about the N.O.V.A 3 campaign, and that is the repetitive enemy types that you encounter, especially with some of the common enemies. Now, there is enough versatility throughout the rest of the game and enough action and cinematic events that you do not notice this a lot, but it's still present. The other thing I was not a big fan of was the credit system to upgrade your character in single player mode. Of course, the main way to get credit is in-app purchases, and I can't stand that. But you can slowly gain credits without any additional purchases, and you don't really need to upgrade your character that way to finish the game. So that's kind of nice that they don't force you into purchasing something you're not interested in. Let's get to the multiplayer now. Gameloft rocked the portable multiplayer world with Modern Combat 3 last year, so let's see if N.O.V.A 3 improves on that at all. Now, once again, this is the area where N.O.V.A 3 borrows the best elements of other multiple blockbuster console games and combines them for a great package. Now, first, let's talk about customization. You have a lot of options here. You can track your stats, achievements, match history, your kill chains, and also customize your kill signature. Yes, you heard me right. There are kill chains and perks in the multiplayer, which is awesome. Now, you can also unlock upgrades for your weapons, similar to what we might see in the Call of Duty franchise, and there's an armory section dedicated just to that. There are 6 different game modes. Most of them are normal first-person shooter game types like free-for-all or team deathmatch, but there are 2 that are really fun that you need to know about. First, freeze tag returns as a game type, and once again you race to freeze the opposing team in team deathmatch and gain a point before they can unthaw each other. Now, Instagib is my favorite gameplay type so far. It's the other one that I want you to know about that I really love. Now, in Instagib, it's a free-for-all game type. There are no power-ups, and every man's for himself, and there are only one-shot kills, which is absolutely fun and awesome and addictive. Also, probably one of my other favorite additions to the multiplayer is the daily tournaments, which you can partake in, and they're absolutely amazing. You just simply click on the tournaments and click play and see who's ranking the highest for that day, and these are time challenges that Gameloft continues to update and change. Now in the multiplayer you rank up with XP, and to unlock your weapons and upgrades you also do that with credits that you gain with different wins or by doing different achievements. And of course you can buy credits with in-app purchases, so of course you're going to have someone out there with $20 that upgrades all their weapons and stuff like that. And you know, if you watch my reviews in the past, I cannot stand in-app purchases, but it looks like that's where the industry is heading, so we really don't have a choice. Other than that, the multiplayer is outstanding, and it's the best iOS offering available in the FPS field. Now, jumping into controls continue to be the challenging part for any iOS first-person shooter, and that remains the same for Nova 3. There are two options: a gyroscope, which is motion-based, and touch, which is virtual sticks with buttons. So those are the same types we had in Modern Combat 3. Now I will say the gyroscope is sharper and more responsive than it's ever been, which is really cool if you like that style. I personally prefer the virtual sticks and buttons, so I would say the controls are slightly better than Modern Combat 3, but definitely still not perfect. And that just kind of comes with the territory in the iOS first-person shooter category. There will still be moments where I'd get stuck and I would have to maneuver quickly and I would mess up and it would be frustrating. Now graphically, this game is simply outstanding. I mean, are you seeing this footage? The game looks freaking gorgeous, and I think it's some of the best I've seen on the iOS platform. The worlds, the maps, the characters, the weapons, Gameloft blew themselves out of the water with the graphics. It really rivals the consoles of today. This game also, like Modern Combat 3 before, it supports 1080p output through HDMI and AirPlay to the HD TV. And in this mode, your device turns into a controller, and I really love playing that way, and I think you will too. In conclusion, Nova 3 is an outstanding first-person shooter for the iOS platform. In fact, I would say it's easily the best one to date. Gameloft continues to push the envelope, and this is nothing short of a blockbuster release for them. So much is offered on the side of the campaign and in the multiplayer, and fans of the series, as well as newcomers, will not be disappointed in this title. All that being said, you do need to know that there are some in-app purchases that exist and can be frustrating, as well as some control issues, but that should not hinder you from picking up Nova 3. It's an outstandingly stunning iOS title that should not be missed. Pick it up today. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'm Tony from the Classically.com Gaming Electronic Podcast. Make sure you like and favorite this vid and sub to our channel. Have a good day.